This is Sylvia from the Lifelong Health and Fitness Conversations podcast, inviting you to tune in for more conversations promoting functional fitness, mental health, wealth, and overall wellness. Join me as I interview experts and practitioners to enrich your life holistically. Listen anywhere you get your podcasts.
Just wanted to do it's maybe kind of quick, maybe kind of long, bit of a personal, it's a personal episode, solo episode, but just a bit of a vent or rant about, health is really, I think, really important. I really think, as cliche as it may sound, health is really wealth. It's really true wealth. I know of, if you look at several people that I kind of read, learn from, look up to, ranging from anywhere from Tony Robbins to Elon Musk, Josh Mason, even actors like Robert Downey Jr., Joe Rogan. There's a bunch of other people. They all generally take really good care of their health. Some more so than others. I know there's people that kind of maybe take it to an extreme with biohacking, like Dave Asprey, Timothy Ferriss, and even Ben Greenfield is someone that I've been listening to. But I really think it's important because even if you do, make a lot of money, unless you really have the good enough health and stuff, you really can't enjoy it. And then it's also difficult to kind of, it also affects like kind of interpersonal relationships, even like self-esteem and stuff. That's why I've kind of backed down to, at least with this podcast, doing it probably about once a month or so. But health is really important, and it's really, I see a lot of this in kind of Western society, Western culture, and I get it to a certain extent. Really, people that are burnt out, overworked, working, especially if they do a full-time job and then they have other responsibilities, but also working on side gigs or side hustles, doing like 16 hours or more a day. And I don't think that's really necessarily healthy or good. I think, some people can do that. Some people can actually get a lot done in maybe a few hours. I have kind of personal issues and stuff kind of with work, and especially full-time, especially still being disabled and dealing with health issues. It's just, I think people work at different rates. They can, a lot of people can, work 16 hours and get a lot done. Some people can work a few hours a day and get a lot done too. I think it's really about, like, you have to really kind of think about, efficiency and effectiveness, and just kind of, evaluate from day to day. That's just, I really think people should really prioritize their health, starting, I think, even the foundational things, especially as I'm getting more into probably kind of, kind of like health advocacy and coaching, is really like sleep, but also like digestive issues or digestion. That's really like foundational, and really people don't really take care of it. It's like, I find it kind of odd, that people, especially places that I've working at, that people will kind of like, as like a badge of honor, be like, oh, I only got this amount of sleep, or I got less sleep than you, or whatever. And it's kind of like really backwards. If you really want to reach, I think, your kind of potential and income potential, health is really important. And when I talk about health, it's, especially as of late for me personally, there's physical, but there's also mental. I would say there's even spiritual, even kind of metaphysical as well too. I don't really like the work-life balance. I think, some people may love it or like a full-time job. I think, work-life harmony, which I think Jeff Bezos actually came up with, is a better term. I think health should really be a priority. If you aren't sleeping well, if you're not doing well, it's going to affect everything, and you really have to look at it all from all angles. And something, especially with health issues, I think you really have to approach it from kind of all angles. Really look at kind of the root causes and issues, because there can be several. There usually just isn't one. even if it's physical or mental or both, there's often, there's a lot behind it. Could be some metaphysical, some, trauma related, not to get too woo woo or whatever, because it's really, especially with healing, I've noticed especially is really mindset is important, but also not only for success but also for health, I think too. And a lot of times people, especially with kind of chronic illnesses that are difficult to treat, diagnose, and kind of get treatment for, which I've looked into, like chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, and other stuff, is that you can become it's easy to become like kind of negative and cynical and bitter, and it's hard to relate to others and stuff like that. But anyways, that's just my opinion on this. I have been streaming on Twitch some. It's kind of unrelated to this. I did do one episode, I think, on Twitch, and I uploaded to Twitch as well, but I may be on some other Twitch channels. Still looking at maybe some other guests as well, too. And maybe being a guest on another podcast. If you're interested in having me on a podcast, feel free to reach out. It's just psynautical@gmail.com. I am doing a cross promo, or trying to do a cross promo with my new hosting as well, Red Circle. If you like this podcast, share it, like it, review it. It's on Spotify and a bunch of different platforms. Spotify seems to be one of the top ones, iTunes as well. Some other ones are kind of coming up, looking at the stats lately. But I'll see you all later. Have a good week, month, and I'll see you all later.